Super exciting day. Welcome back. It's Marco. We are looking at the Mounts of Mayhem update. It officially dropped today. We've got a lot of awesome content that we get to look at. So excited to show you guys some of the new features. So let's get right into it. Alright, awesome. We've loaded up a world with Mounts of Mayhem. I'm so excited. We're going to go ahead and take a look at some of these features. So first off, we have the Nautilus. These guys spawn any ocean. You can find them in groups of 2 or 3. And yeah, they got pretty equal chances in any of the oceans of spawning. Now, cool fact about these guys, they're the first passive mob we've had in the water for a very long time. And they have an adult and a baby version. So here's your baby. Very cute. They function very similarly in that they both propel themselves around, have little bubbles, and that's their motion. You can see they kind of wander around the ocean. They do love pufferfish. This is their food. They will go out and actually hunt these if they see them, and you can feed them to tame them. So if we get a couple of these, maybe we'll get lucky. There's our hearts. Now it's our friend. We can throw a saddle on there, and you can hop on its back. Hey, wait, come back. Okay, there we go. Awesome. So we can see its life, just like you would a horse, and once we hold up that space bar, boom, we got a little charge attack of our own. And so you got a little faster way to travel in the water. Not very nice. And the other thing is, as you can see, the bubbles are not going down. So we basically have water breathing whenever we're riding one of these guys, which is so cool. We're going to go out a little bit further here. I'm going to show you they are able to defend themselves just fine. So if we come up to this guy, give him a little love tap, he's going to give us one back. And the funny thing about them is, if you stick around, he will just keep on after you. He's not going to let down very easily. They will chase you pretty shamelessly until you get away from them or you get on land. And if they get on land themselves, they will actually start to suffocate, which is pretty funny. They actually can't move if they're on the land. Let's see if we can actually launch ourselves on land. So I'm not going to let him die, but if we left him here, this guy can't do anything. He would just slowly die, suffocate on the land. Actually, you can get on them and ride them a little bit when you're on the land with them. So, other cool thing about them is they can have armor. The armor for the Nautilus you will find in shipwrecks, and you will also find any of the drowned villages you find under the water. A lot of the ocean type monuments and things like that. Not like the ocean monument, rather, but any of the structures, that's the word I'm looking for, that you find out there in the ocean, you can have a chance to find armor as well. And it coats the whole shell in that color of armor. Here you go. You can remove it, and yeah, we can swap it out. Let's see how the silver looks. Come back. Silver's cool. I like that. Let's try on the gold. Yeah, very flashy. A lot of bling there. Love it. Here's our diamond. So cool. And another cool thing about these guys is that you can also, just like they added, spoiler, they added netherite armor for horses in the game, this update, but they also added in the ability to turn this into the netherite armor for the Nautilus too. So, just like before, we can slap it on there, and boy, it sure looks like ancient debris to me a lot from the side. It's kind of funny. But yeah, it has that just a little bit stronger armor for them, so you want to keep your little pet alive, this is probably the best way to do it, and, you know, not strand it on the ground. For this next bit, we're going to look at the zombie Nautilus, because it turns out there's actually 2 variants of this mob as a zombie. So there's the standard zombie Nautilus. It looks like this. These guys can spawn with a drowned wielding a trident on its back. It's a rare chance, and it can happen in most bodies of water, including even dripstone caves. So you do have to be a little careful because those guys can pop up. But cool fact, this is the normal version. But once we cross over into the warm oceans, look at this. You got a coral version. And the only difference between these guys is the coral and the visuals. There's no stats difference, there's no special abilities, but just looks a little different, which is really cool. These guys are considered hostile mobs. They won't let you sleep in a bed and whatnot unless you tame them. They can be tamed, as you can see, and they can be ridden just like a normal Nautilus, which is really cool. The only way you'll be able to do that, though, is obviously by killing the drowned that will be riding these guys first. And they also... Oh, they burn, as you saw. They burn in sunlight instead of drowning. So, kind of a cool feature there. All right, awesome. We're going to look at the hostile mobs that we have. And walking right next to me is our first one. Meet the Parched. A skeleton variant that's a lot like the Bogged or Strays, and that it looks a bit like the environment that it lives in. You can tell it's all dry, kind of a mummy-ish look to it. Very cool. Only spawns in the deserts. And it also fires a unique arrow. It has arrows of weakness as its ammunition. So an awesome addition. Really love it. I think it's a great fit. Check this guy out. We've got the Camel Husk. This normally doesn't spawn unless it's a thunderstorm and in the desert at nighttime. So pretty uncommon. But they spawn, they got the Camel Husk that spawns with a rider with a spear. You got the standard husk there with that iron spear, and a Parched on the back. So you got a little duo coming after you. So let's just go ahead. I'll flip this over into survival, and you can see how scary this really is. Okay, we're live. There they are. They fire arrows of weakness, and they charge you with the spear, which has quite a reach on it. And there you go. Alright, check this out. I accidentally stumbled upon an awesome discovery. I found another husk, another camel husk, but this time the husk has copper armor. Very cool. So apparently they can also have armor. I presume it's just like the armor that you'd expect to see the zombie variants in. But yeah, I thought that was definitely worth mentioning that you can get that. And I know that the spears can actually be enchanted at times too. So a nice little additional note about the camel husk. I am so stoked. I just spent an embarrassing amount of time flying around looking for one of these, and finally I found a zombie horseman. Now, let me see where he went. Oh, look at this. And it's even a terrifying one because it's a baby zombie on there. Holy smokes. These guys can only spawn in the savannah and in the plains, but they are rare. Like, it took at least a half hour of me flying around in creative to get one to appear, and maybe I'm just unlucky, but it looks like it's less than a 1% chance that they can appear in any given spawn, and they spawn by themselves. It sounds like they have a similar rule to the camel husk in that the rider can have an enchanted iron spear or just a regular one, and can have armor or can be just plain as well. But yeah, this it's going to be hard on a survival server to get zombie horse. I think that'd be kind of a badge of courage, so to speak. All right, guys, we have to talk about my favorite feature of this update. Absolutely, positively, has to be the spear. We got a new weapon for the first time since the mace. This thing is amazing. Perhaps broken in how amazing it is. It's so easy to craft. All you need is whatever resource you have. So you got the wood variety, stone, copper, iron, gold, diamond, and netherite. So it comes in all the flavors. So easy to craft. We're just going to put them all in order like that. Boom. I mean, think about how little resource-wise that is. It's the same as a shovel, for crying out loud. And this thing is amazing. It has just your regular, punch or rather poke the enemy, and then you can also charge the hit and run at them and deal extra damage according to your speed. This is going to be a lot of fun. I can't wait to do some playing around with this. I think I have some really funny ideas of things I'd like to try with the spear. So stay tuned. There will definitely be videos that involve more spear shenanigans. Very excited for that. Well, there you have it. That's our Mounts of Mayhem update. All the major features here. Super excited for the hostile mobs, the Nautilus, and mostly for the spear. You'll have to let me know in the comments the thing you're most excited for and how you're planning to use this new update in your Minecraft worlds. Until next time, thanks for giving us a watch. We'd love to have you subscribe to the videos. It'll just go a long ways for our channel. Really appreciate you. Until next time, stay jolly.